Okay, so I guess this would be like what I guess part two to the whole I crashed out at work Thursday thing. So just like a little bit more context on the whole like crash out the situation. So when it comes down to that, there's a lot that's been going on at my job within the last like I wouldn't say like 7 months. Like basically they like cracked down like really hard on us and things of that nature. Basically we went from being a 5-star store to going all the way down to a 2.8, which is absolutely not ridiculous. And I technically kind of know the reasonings why. The big bosses as well kind of know the reasons why. Our icons, CPTs, things of that nature, like really took a turn for the worse. Okay. Now, one thing with me, especially like when I'm working with anybody who works with me, right? Like we be on, okay? Like we be on. The problem is, again, they be trying to take advantage of things like okay, we got like things like peak hour, right? So it's basically like lock kitchen. If we get too busy, and like right now we do be like understaffed, we trying to get more people and stuff like that. So sometimes, yeah, like you got one person working like 3 different positions, etc., etc. However, myself as a manager and a couple other ones that work with me, a couple other managers that work day shifts or whatever, I can't even really speak for them. I know for me, I'm in the field with my people. Like I'm online with them. I'm in that window with them. If you ever see me pulled up to my job and see me on headset, understand that I'm not just a regular employee, but I am going to work as if I'm one. Like I'm going to help my team, period. I don't have a funnel, by the way, so I'm using a piece of paper so I can put my greens inside of this water bottle. So yeah, like I said, like the crash out basically is a repetitive, basically having to repeat the same exact thing time and time and time and time again. Like, and no change has came from the team itself. Not all of my team members, like everybody that I work with, my crew, but a good amount. And we have one particular bad egg that I have been calling for this person to be removed completely. Like listen, I understand everybody need their coins. But one thing about me, especially when you work with me, is if you show me that you don't want to work, one, I'm at least ask for you not to work with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you seasoned, and I most of the time have a lot of seasoned people on my shift. Like, I train a lot of people. Mind you, like, the other store, I trained almost literally all day service people. Literally, they impeccable. Chef's kiss. I can show y'all my hat, my pens of excellence. Like, listen, I'm top tier, and I love that. You know what I'm saying? And when I say that, meaning I just be who God allowed for me to be, you know, so it shine. But I'm also a human, and I'm never going to walk around and act like I don't go through things or things don't get to me. I'm not one of those type people. I'm going to be authentically me, and sometimes I do struggle with my reactions in a way. But that's why, too, like, I try to keep my distance from certain things, people, places, and things, if that makes sense. Again, please disregard. I do not have a funnel for this, so we're going to use this little coupon paper. So, like I said, it was just all around as a board. Now, the thing is, okay, the last couple weeks, I was, dealing with personal things as well. Now, most of the time when I'm dealing with personal things, I do not come into my job with my personal stuff. Like, I'm very good with separating the two. So, like, but I had already, explained to my boss, like, I was going through things, stuff like that. Like, I'm not a person that's going to have people out here guessing, like, oh my goodness, like, what it could be. Like, we're not going to do that. I'm grown. So, yeah, I had already went through some things with my mom. Um, that's a whole nother story. Like, that's a whole nother story. I'm just kind of over it at this point with her. But I still love my mom. Never get that messed up. Please do not speak on her as well, because even though it's a big thing with that, okay, but I'm just over it. Still love her, but over it. So between that, I just moved into this place after me and my kids was basically, I mean, homeless technically, like if anybody, and speaking of homeless, yeah, so completely off subject, but this is to whatever girl, I don't even know your name, dude, but I was asking about back to school giveaways like back in September on here, right? And I do need to let this go, but I'm just going to speak on it. Honey, let me tell you something. You need to look up the definition of homeless. Just because I have a phone, and at the time had a phone, does not mean that you get to judge like, oh, you're scamming. How you got a phone if you're homeless? Honey, you need to look up the definition of homeless. Okay? At the end of the day, me and my children did not have our own home at that time because of my house being condemned by the city behind some water pipes bursting, okay, at the end of the day. And yes, we did go through a situation. Now, December 16th, after 2 years of going through that, well, a year and a half, not all the way 2 years, because it happened December 2022. My last day in the house was April 19th, 2023. And then, to God be the glory, I moved in my house. I got the keys to my new house, 4-bedroom at that, December 16th, 2024. So now we're just coming into March. And no, we do not just yet have everything that we need due to the fact that I'm trying to get my feet back wet on paying bills. I pay a high ass rent. I'm ain't gonna hold you. I don't understand why I pay this high ass rent. But I'm not going to grieve the Holy Spirit, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity that God has blessed me and my kids with. So that's just that for that girl. You need to look up the definition of that. Okay, so yeah. So back to like the whole crash out situation or whatever. So like I said, the service person who I got into it with, basically, me and this person continuously bump heads in here. Now, I look at it like this. We shouldn't be bumping no heads at the end of the day, especially if I'm your manager and you are insubordinate to me, regardless of how you feel. This is what these higher ups explain. We're not on the same level. Because guess what? When I get in trouble, you don't get in trouble for the same things that I get in trouble for. When I'm over here doing whatever I'm doing, guess what? You don't have to go over here and do the things that I'm doing. So when I got higher ups coming to me, especially corporate, coming to me personally in this store and is asking me why haven't I fired or hired people, that's an issue. That's an issue. One, that's not even my jurisdiction. Let's start there. But they keep coming to me and asking me this. Now, I ain't gonna say that don't sound like a promotion, but who even told y'all that I want that? Just saying. Yeah. So, anywho, make a long story short, or whatever. I always be like, make a long story short, and it be long. But anyway, yeah. So basically, I won't be going to work the rest of the week. I already got that cleared by my boss. I text him yesterday. He texted me back yesterday, basically saying that he understands. I let him know I don't know like what the future hold when it come down to me and the company at this point. Due to the fact of I just can't deal with the disrespect no more. Like I'm not nobody gonna be just disrespecting me. I can't do that. I'm not gonna do that. Like I don't be out here just disrespecting people and all that with all that stuff that people be doing, all that net roll and all of that getting back, barking, all that stuff. I don't have time. I don't do that. No, I can't do that. Like I'm not that big just yet. So I feel like me walking away right now is me being big, like me saying, okay, let me take a break. Let me take a break.